Scott Mitchell is the farmer with the champion's touch, the #2 seed up against Mark the Cowboy McGrath, who has come all the way from New Zealand. Will the journey be worth it? The last of our live matches this afternoon. Your commentators John Rawling and Vassos Alexander.
Scott Mitchell was one of the most popular world champions that the sport has seen when he took it in 2015. Did the whole BDO cause a heck of a lot of good. Now 46 years old and hugely popular with the fans. Always has time for everybody, and at his best, a very, very good player. In the Grand Slam, averaged something like 108 in one of his group matches against Adi Lewis. He really can play very well when he's on his game. Mark McGrath against him, the 48-year-old New Zealander, born in Leeds.
First leg, Scott to throw first. Game on.
Spent a time playing for Essex as a county player. Now living in Palmerston, which, if you fancy a little visit, it's about an hour and a half north of Wellington, I'm told. And the Cowboy nickname, the bit of it which I can repeat, is that he used to play in cowboy boots. Vassos has got a smile on his face.
I'm not repeating the other bit.
22.
But the last thing you do if you do. Right, Scott Mitchell, let's see what he can do. How quickly is he going to settle into this match?
Mark McGrath came from 2 sets down in his preliminary round match last night against Roger Janssen. It wasn't a classic, it was a scrap. And he told me it took him 3 or 4 hours after that match to relax enough to go to sleep. And when I spoke to him an hour and a half ago backstage, he said he was just really tired still.
Well, the old adrenaline will kick in, it'll get him going. If he starts throwing well, all the memories of that will be forgotten, but he's going to have to throw well if he's going to beat the big man. That story about the screw in his knee. How do you get a screw in your knee without knowing how it actually got there? Only in the life of Scott Mitchell, a tale from down on the farm. When he won the title, you know, he bought his dad a tractor.
Forgot the VAT though, didn't he? So he ended up having to borrow money despite having a £100,000 winner's cheque in his back pocket.
60.
Good story. This is his 8th world title appearance. Anybody who's been down here who's met Scott will know that he is really one of those players, a little bit like Martin Adams, who's got the time for everybody. Always seems to have a smile on his face. Right, Mark McGrath needs to settle into this, and that'll do in wonders.
Neither player on a finish yet after 12 darts. Scott will be.
140.
More like it. Mark McGrath, the 6th New Zealander to have played here at the Lakeside. There's another one here this year, Craig Caldwell.
60. Scott, you require 41.
So to take the first leg of the match with the darts, 2 16s.
I think he thought that was in, didn't he? Right, well, if McGrath takes this, it will be a real kick to Scott Mitchell, who's looked as though he's in control, but he can't do it now. First went to New Zealand at the age of 13. He's got none of his Yorkshire accent left, though.
There they are.
Game shot in the first leg, Scott Mitchell. With second leg, Mark to throw first. Game on.
Reminder of the format, it's first to 3 sets. First to 3 takes the set. First to 3 legs, that is.
Usually very steady on his double 16s. Scott Mitchell. It wasn't so much that he won the trophy or even how he won the trophy in that classic final. It was the fact that he did so much with the trophy in the 12 months leading up to Lakeside last year that's really elevated Scott into the top bracket of popular players here. He really is up there with the Adamses and the Tony O'Sheas.
He put a few miles in, didn't he? Took the trophy around the country, and not always to be lining his own pockets. He put a lot of miles in for various good causes as well. Raised a lot for charity, and very, very popular, and rightly so, down there on the south coast. He's a Bournemouth fan, you know, and loves his speedway.
125.
So you saw Scott go back to the table and repair his dart.
22.
This is why.
No, it's a new stem, isn't it? Not a new stem, it's a new flight. Good crowd here, not a spare seat. McGrath could do with getting into this game prompto. You lose the opening set and you are under the cosh. Scott's brother Ryan watching
60.
on. There he is.
Mark Inquire 158.
Bit hairier and not quite as much of him.
Sharon peeping over in the background.
98. Scott Inquire 156.
So 156 for the break of throw.
Famously threw a 158 checkout, didn't he, in the deciding leg of that final against Martin Adams.
100. Mark Inquire 60.
60 for his opening leg. Tops now. For 48-year-old Mark McGrath, that's right on the wire. Oh,
20.
another one. He'd have fancied that after the second dart.
Tops for Scotty Dog Mitchell. Yes.
Shot in the second leg. Scott Mitchell.
That's a
Break
break
against the darts.
Yeah, break of throw.
Third leg.
Could be important. There's Scott's daughter watching on. Good darts player in her own right. A lot of guys here and women who are here for a rattling good day out, but you also get a lot of players here who really know their darts.
140.
That's better from Mark McGrath. Said he felt less nervous ahead of today's match.
Holds his darts a long way back. Paul Nicholson was saying that the style in which he throws, he's got to be absolutely on his game to maintain dart control. Holds the dart well back if you watch. And you compare that with Scott Mitchell, who's going to be throwing next, and you'll kind of see what I mean. Scott, it's a very much closer hold, if that's an appropriate way to. There you go. See.
Colette is Mark's wife, watching on. Yes. Oh, three exceptional darts from Scott Mitchell. And he'll be back with 52 for the set.
All Mark McGrath can do is try and get a big hit here. 140. Oh, no, not there. So Scott Mitchell is poised for the first set. 52 needed.
20 for double 16. Yes.
Game shot in the first set.
No problem. Easy as you like for the second seed.
He's cruising, Vassos. He's not really had to go into top gear yet because Mark has not settled into his game.
Does still get nervous, mind you, Scotty Dog.
41.
On match day, he wakes up with the butterflies in the stomach and he knows his pre-match routine pretty much to the minute. He has to. He knows what he's going to eat and what he's going to drink ahead of the match.
They kind of all have to do that, don't they? You know, if you've not got that little bit of nervousness within you, you know, it's how you control it. But that's what gives you your edge. It's the competitive thing to be at the top of your game. All have the same demons that they have to contend with. Who can bring their game? They all look brilliant on the practice board, but who takes it up onto the stage? That's a serious moustache. Purchased, I would suspect.
Biggles at the darts. Cleopatra and Catwoman enjoying a drink together.
Thank you for the character identification, Vassos. Very good.
81.
Mitchell has taken the darts again. He's looking for an early break of throw in this second set. Well, that's going to put him on to a finish, just working out where he wants to be, and elected 18s. 118 when he returns.
He is absolutely in cruise control currently.
It's easy for him at the moment.
Never been seeded as high as 2.
Scott, you require 118.
So, winner of the Isle of Man Classic and the Welsh Open this year, beat Glenn Durrant in that Welsh Open final. Let's see if he can get this 118. It's still on. Not now, though.
78. Mark, you require 118.
Well, he didn't go for the treble 14 bull option, so he's left Mark McGrath in with a chance for a treble 20 and a double 19, but he's just missed the treble.
Sometimes they play psychological games. It's as much as to say, well, yeah, you're on 118, but I don't think you can get it. And he was proven to be right, left himself the double top, and there you go. He's got the break and he's one up, and the cruise continues, Vassos.
Game on.
Well, he's only had 2 darts at a double, has the cowboy, Mark McGrath, and he's missed them both. That was to level the first set at 1 leg apiece, and it's going downhill for him ever since.
He isn't getting into a position where he's going to get doubles, though, because Scott's averaging over 90, and Mark McGrath an altogether more prosaic 78 at this stage. He needs more of this, looking for his first maximum.
140.
Managed 2 last night in the 5 legs.
I thought he came back well. He admitted afterwards that he was very nervous, and I don't think he was too comfortable with his opponent, and he just sort of grinded it out, didn't he?
Yeah, it really was a grind at times. But anyone who comes back from 2 sets down to win on that stage has to be reckoned with.
60.
He's just not finding his game again this afternoon.
Well, he must have known he was going to have to raise it a notch or 5 if he was going to beat Scott Mitchell. And so far he's not doing so. Mitchell is very, very comfortable and not really having to pull out the stops himself. You're never too far away from the action in this auditorium. Everybody there. You've got the big screens, but you can see for yourself right there on the stage and look at the board and just study it for yourself. And so many people watching know the game absolutely inside out.
60.
Know that Scott Mitchell's in control.
I think my 2-year-old could watch this and know that Scott Mitchell's in control.
45.
Young darts fan?
Scott, you require 160.
You never know. Not yet. Treble 20 for double 18.
60.
Now this would be something.
156.
It would be astonishing. His best check out of the tournament so far is 108. It's not going to be this time. Just the one. Regrouping, thought about coming down. Stays on the treble 20.
41. Scott, you require 56.
16. For tops.
Game shot in the second leg.
One-way traffic
Scott Mitchell.
continues.
Third leg, Mark.
2-0 Mitchell.
Game on.
5 legs played. 5 legs in the back pocket of Scott Mitchell.
60.
He's handing out a walloping and he's finishing well. That's underlining the superiority that he's getting through scoring. There you are, 5 out of 9, anything over 50%, and any professional darts player is going to be
45.
absolutely delighted. 45 not good though. McGrath with a chance.
Just needs to win a leg, doesn't he? Can he hold his throw here? Another treble 20 would help.
100.
Yet to see a maximum in this match. I think they may be related. Talk about peas in a pod.
Nice last dart. Squeeze that one in. Stay 100 ahead.
Another steady ton, nothing between them on this leg so far. Can be 2 sets to 0 if Mitchell breaks the throw again.
A break, remember, after the second set, and again if we need it after the fourth.
41.
Showed good form winning that Welsh Open, didn't he? I mentioned he beat Glenn Durrant in the final, but he had Martin Phillips, Wolfie, Martin Adams and Scott Waits on the way there, so that was an impressive array of victories. Lost to Mark McGeaney in the semi-finals of the Winmau World Masters. More like it. The darts, that is.
Well, we haven't had one of those 180s in this match yet. We won't have one this leg.
60.
Now McGrath to get into the match. 77. He's got every opportunity because Mitchell only a big finish when he returns. Good dart. Double 10 now. Happy days. He's into the match.
Mark McGrath. Fourth leg, Scott to throw first. Game on.
McGrath, remember, making his debut at Lakeside.
100.
But also playing his second match in a little over 16 hours.
It was a really grueling match, wasn't it? I'm not sure what the clock was. It was something approaching an hour and a half, wasn't it? It was certainly over an hour and a quarter. Yeah. It was a long game against Mr. Janssen, the Belgian.
$140.
Mitchell here throwing for a 2-set lead and going well.
He's got a quiet confidence, hasn't he, Scott Mitchell? He not too much. He doesn't hurry a lot in life. He just goes about it at his own pace. the style that served him very well. This is his 8th world title appearance. Good dart.
No one doubted his talent. They did doubt his temperament on the stage.
I think he's conquered that well and truly.
Well and truly has.
Well, 167's the best finish we've had. I'm not convinced Scott will go for this, but you never know. If he gets a couple of treble 20s, there is $5,000 for the best checkout. Currently with Glenn Durrant, well, he's missed the treble 20s, so all academic.
60.
I think he would have done, don't you?
I do, actually. Probably a bit of farm equipment you can pick up for $5,000.
Pay off the VAT on the tractor.
Pay for his operation on his knee.
100.
So, this is for the second set, 110. 90 now, looking at treble 18, double 18, can't be done.
74.
But look at McGrath again, struggling to score anything like heavily enough to trouble Scott Mitchell.
125.
I like it. Double 18 then for Scott Mitchell. This, again, is for the set. Move the wire. And gets it at the second attempt. 5 doubles, 6 doubles out of 11 now. 55% checkout rate. And he cruises on. The big man from the south coast is leading the New Zealander by 2-0 and only needs one more set through into the next round.
Well, Mark McGrath has at least won a single leg of darts, but Scotty Dog Mitchell has got this match under control, one away from a very straightforward win.
Scott Mitchell.
It's hard to see him losing from here, I'm afraid, and I don't like to say it. Mark McGrath, on the basis of what we've seen so far, just looks a bit out of his depth.
These are his last 3 practice darts. The Kiwi cowboy, 48 years of age, from Palmerston North in New Zealand. He's a set away from going out.
First leg, Scott to throw first. Game on.
In fact, this is the polar opposite of the match we saw first up on Channel 4 this afternoon, Martin Adams and Ryan Joyce, that went all the way to a tie-break 11th leg in the deciding set. This is one-way traffic.
100.
If you weren't with us earlier on for that one, where on earth were you? I hope it was something worthwhile, because you missed an absolute cracker. With Wolfie at the age of 60, just squeaking into the second round, but what a terrific effort by his opponent. Ryan Joyce, when he got that 164 checkout in the final set, I thought he had every chance.
That was the penultimate leg of the match.
140.
With Wolfie on a double to win it. But this match only seems to be going
42.
one way. He missed the treble 19 by a distance there, straight into the treble 7. 41 and 42 with his 2 visits so far. Mark McGrath and Scott Mitchell in no mood to hang around.
Oh, here we go. He's not had a maximum yet.
140.
Well, 140 will do the trick. 121, one of the favoured checkouts. Few ifs and maybes about the draw, but in theory, if it all works out, he could wind up playing Geert de Vos, the Belgian, in the next round.
But it's one of 2 Belgians or an Aussie.
Yeah, there's a few ifs and maybes, aren't there? Geert de Vos is the name, though. That's the guy if form works out. Who plays well on the day, of course. And he's still got to get across the line here.
59. Scott, you require
56 then for 1-0.
Under no pressure at all once again. Topsy once. Use that.
Game shot in the first leg. Scott Mitchell.
He's in the solid. He's not having to go into top gear. He's absolutely performing in the comfort zone. And poor old Mark quite understand. It's a game of fractions, darts at the top level, and it's not there for him. It's a fairly awful start to the leg, precisely what he didn't want. And Scott now seizing control and moving seemingly relentlessly towards victory.
The only positive you can say as far as Mark McGrath's concerned is that he has won a leg.
60.
3,250 quid, assuming he's eliminated as well, so it'll pay for his airfares. But he'd have come over here, of course, like everybody in the tournament, hoping for more.
140.
Murray Smith, Gordon Allpress, Peter Hunt, Mike Day. Players who've been here from New Zealand in years gone by. Craig Caldwell here as well. Mark McGrath facing a first-round exit here. He needed more of that earlier in the game.
Well, he's still 29 points behind, plus these. In a leg, he has the darts.
45.
That helps the Kiwi cause a bit.
Well, he has to jump all over this, doesn't he? And another one would be handy.
81.
Mitchell moving towards the finish. It's a loose one.
A couple of loose visits.
25, he's on 181.
45.
9-1, I beg your pardon.
$59.
Well, 150 can be done, Vassos.
Well, it has been done this afternoon. But it won't be done by Mark McGrath right here.
60.
So 111 now
111.
for the set. And another leg against the throw. Treble 17's his dart now for tops. Well, treble 14 was his dart there. Chance for McGrath.
90.
Can be done in 2 darts. 20 for the bullseye. To win another leg and to level the set.
Game
yes!
shot on the second leg. Mark McGrath.
I'm not sure there were many at Lakeside who thought he'd hit the ball when he was aiming for it, but he did. A 90 checkout. That'll do.
Scott to throw first. Game on.
Well, he's in old last chance saloon, to use a cliche. He's got to throw now, and in a sense the pressure's off, because he's just got to show us what he can do. As Scott Mitchell hammers in his first maximum of the match.
Oh, this is better from both players now.
140.
Sometimes it takes something like a leg one on a bullseye to ignite a match.
Seems to have focused Scotty Dog.
100.
Right on the floor. Another 100 points off the total.
100.
Nice adjustment, good second darts. Another steady ton. 1-2-1, good finish.
Scott Unifier 121.
121 for 2-1. Treble 20 his first. Oh, he's gone the bull route. Treble 20 now for double 18.
Well, he'll be back.
65. $140. Scott Unifier 56.
So 56 now for 2-1. Tops. And there you go, 2-1. Come on. Charging himself up and charging towards the finishing line. Sam and Katie, oh, they said as one.
McGrath has the darts. Can he extend this first round match by holding his throw?
Scott Mitchell has finished well here today.
Well, they both have. The trouble for Mark McGrath is that he's only had 4 darts at a double.
2 out of 4 for McGrath. There you see Scott Mitchell, that reflecting his dominance in the match. 8 out of 14, but 57% is a very tidy return. Match could finish in this 85. Leg, unless Mark McGrath finds a way to win it. Great first dart, plenty of room.
140.
That piles on some pressure, doesn't it?
Sure does.
Oh dear, needs a treble.
26.
Well, he's never really been stretched in this match, has he, Scott Mitchell? The 2 wives there, and Scott moves now towards the finishing line.
100.
Third dart aids the cause. 101 is all that's required. Kind of sums it up, doesn't it? And then gives us a very good glimpse of what he really can do.
Scott Unifier 101.
For the match then for Scott Mitchell, the second seed. Treble 19 for double 12. So he'll move across to the treble 10.
49.
And this is last chance saloon for the Cowboy.
Are these going to be the last 3 darts we see him throw? Well, that gives him a chance. Double 10 now to stay in.
79. Scott Unifier 52.
It's been easy as you like all day, and he has 2 darts for a 3-0 win. Does Scott Mitchell.
Scott Mitchell.
For the last of just 2 legs, the second seed is through to round 2 at Lakeside. The former champion Scott Mitchell, hardly tested by Mark McGrath, who can play better, who doubtless will play better. Scott Mitchell didn't need to play better. He's through to round 2.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, as he leaves the stage all the way from New Zealand, the Cowboy, Mark
A very very clinical performance there from Scott Mitchell. 9 out of 15 doubles, 60%. He blew the Kiwi away.